Lefez. Nice. Right. So last time, couple major things happened. Not only did you secure some new flying boats from the Shadowface Navigators, dispatching a lot of their crew, securing Hound, well, as you know him from a different campaign, and acquiring some, I guess, arcane cannons that are in the belly of each of these ships. Thirkir's tribe has been, I guess, recruited, ostensibly, with a couple of major things happening there. Thirkir has dispatched and murdered his own mother in primal combat, ritual combat.
Oh,
good.
Here?
Or somebody is.
So somebody's in our house.
Or murder man.
Yeah, murder man.
One of the two.
Wait, all I got is his Nerf gun.
But we've got a lot of them.
Hey.
Speaking of the tiefling and
Der Wolfman was just crying about you not being here for the puns.
Yeah,
Like, where's-
unfortunately, for everybody else, I am here.
Where's my Nerf gun?
Oddlot
Yeah.
now with 50% more puns.
Yes.
Like 90%.
Oh yeah. As soon as he throws the scales way up.
Predictability.
80%.
you know we have trouble with doors. Books.
Dude,
Books
Yeah.
and doors,
Yeah.
tapestries.
Tapestries.
Tapestries,
Can't
apparently.
trust those tapestries.
Yeah.
I got distracted by something my mom said on a text, and I was just like planning for stuff that I had to do tomorrow. And like when I got, I locked the door and I was pulling it shut, and I was like, "Did you check for your keys?" Click.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, God damn it.
Oh.
Well, I'm glad that you got back in, and then your parents came so quickly, all that kind of stuff. That's cool.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, it
And
happens.
the benefit is you didn't do it while going to A, work,
Yeah.
B, school,
Mm.
C, a doctor's or some kind of serious appointment.
Yeah.
You know? It's just us, man. We
Yeah.
like you still. And we ain't gonna charge you one of those fucking late fees.
Yeah, right.
Powers are just like, well, actually.
Yeah. Guess what? You have disadvantage all session.
That's naturally imposed by my rolling ability.
Yeah, seriously. That wouldn't change anything, you know?
Negative.
Okay, so Thurker also in a showdown with Versal, but Versal was feeble-minded by Ender, and after he went mega, and the other the rest of the tribe quickly saw him as not being a fit leader, and I guess that's the high notes. I mean, what else? Am I missing something? I mean, I think you want to incorporate it.
We'd be remiss to not mention that was Westendorf's port.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, I would be remiss because yeah, an 11. I'm like, yeah.
You wallowed in it. What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So it was important comboed with the feeble mind, which put a prompt end to that kind of ritual. So I don't know. Let's see here. Anything else that we forgot? Want to include?
We've got Hound in tow, and we're marching back towards football with the boats.
Yep.
Yes. Soot
There should
popped back over to where Anolo is, so he's with the third tier party.
Yep.
That's the only other thing I can think of.
Right on. So, okay, we'll pick up with.
There was armor and a shield, an animated shield that the guy dropped.
Oh,
You
that's
mugged
right.
We mugged
Yes.
the guy
You
and said
mugged the
banished
guy?
him.
Yeah.
A rogue too.
Vanish
A robe, a shield, and a thingy.
Yeah. There's armor, an animated shield.
Yes. Okay. So Arcath.
Oh, yeah.
Well, as you quickly found out, was a fiend, and in a kind of hasty negotiation for his exit, you renegotiated and took all his stuff, and he left.
He was banished.
He was banished.
He's
That's right. He was
banished, yeah.
banished.
Yeah, I nuked
I think
him.
he willingly
Yes.
banished, though, right?
He did, yeah, he did want to leave, I think, because the other options were all pretty bad, I think.
Okay.
naked in his own plane, just like,
Yeah. So
And his skivvies.
the robe is essentially anti-magic armor, and there's an animated shield that floats around. Those are the two things, right?
Okay. Yeah, so.
Yeah, there's only just the
Sounds
two.
right.
Yeah, if you want to look, I mean, if you want to look those up on D&D Beyond or something as under magic items, those are, I think, what I was looking at. For that stuff, good. Other than that,
We have all the anti-Tiamat items.
No,
No,
we don't have all of them.
But we do have a majority. And
Right.
that's important.
Yeah, you just need a majority.
Okay.
You didn't need all of them.
Just
Yeah.
just curious.
No, because I think Grogar still has 2 of them.
Yes.
Yeah, otherwise you have like 6.
Well, he's showing up on our doorstep in like 5 minutes, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we might be able to borrow them from him if he asks.
Yeah.
He may not need them.
Yeah. That's it. Campaign's over. We're done. All of my plans have been foiled.
You guys want these? Oh.
That sits in how going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go this year anyway, you know? So, okay. Let us pick up with at the Thurkir's tribe. Because Versal is still stomping around, still feeble-minded, just unintelligible, and just spouting out, and just still very angry. And so much so, as now he sees his power crumbling. His tribe turning her back on him, and he looks at you, Thurkir, and just bull rushes you. What do you do?
Oh. I think I'm gonna try to just dodge out of the way because he's like an idiot and let him just charge on by.
Okay.
There's spikes behind you, aren't there?
Yes.
There are spikes. That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
How long does feeble mind last? I forget.
It's
a month.
30 days.
it's a cruel
Yeah,
amount of
month.
time.
Then he gets to try it.
And then he
saving throw.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. He's just because he's not that good. It's just
Feeble-minded.
yeah.
Potentially.
But for all intents and purposes, it's
It
permanent.
could be removed from him by wish,
Oh
greater restoration.
But he's not going to be smart enough to go seek those out.
no, he's not. No, he's not.
You
So
dumbed him.
yeah.
You just hit him with a dumb stick.
That should be a magic item, the dump
The
stick.
dumb stick. You just feeble-minded.
Int of 0.
But then it would be in the
Yeah.
hands of a goblin who thinks he just is the strongest man in the world.
And that would be the problem. What?
The goblin's just like,
Well,
everybody I fight loses.
the
I'm
bomb
the world's
stick.
greatest warrior.
Well, like, quick sidebar before we get to this. I'm sorry. That was part of my idea with the staff of chiasmus. I gave it to a goblin. We didn't know what the hell was going on. Like, time, you know. Anyway. Okay, so can you roll an acrobatics check or athletics check, whatever's higher for you?
Okay. 28.
Okay. Oh yeah, you easily you see it coming. You predict his movements. You easily get out of the way, and he runs so forward, and he slams, trying to stop into the spikes. You see it pierce through, and he looks down, and he's still this giant, like still large form. He pulls himself off of it, snaps one of the spikes, hurls it at you.
Okay.
Hold on.
Leaping lizard.
Misses wildly.
Oh no.
Oh, no, I don't even.
Yeah. And then he's gonna continue just go running at you. What do you do?
I guess I'll slash his legs this time.
Okay.
Go for the calves.
Wow.
Yeah,
Ooh, that
a
was
lot of
almost
dice.
critical. Yeah. So 19 plus 15.
Yeah, you got
and
it.
an 18 plus 15.
Yep.
Okay.
Your Highness, do you require assistance?
I have this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
We're gonna change the
10.
music. This is not the right music. Good lord.
10 plus 26. So
Yeah.
36.
Okay. Total.
Yeah, slashing to his legs.
Okay. So as you slash him, describe what does it look like?
Is he still very large?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just take out my claws, no special status, just stab into him as he runs by, pulling and dragging them, as he keeps running by me.
Okay. Yeah. So as you do this, you see this these longer like slash marks just from his own force pull like your
Yeah.
claws through his own legs, and his blood just seeping across the sort of central battlefield here, and he collapses down on his knees. He turns around, you see him crawling towards you. How do you want to handle this?
Oh jeez.
I actually am gonna go over to my mother's corpse and deglove her face.
Oh,
So
good
I have the
Christ.
skull.
Oh no.
and quickly carve an open invitation to challenge me at any time and just shove it into his flesh. And leave him there crawling in his own blood.
Oh my god.
Bravo! Holy shit!
Boom! Inspiration.
That shit was heavy as fuck.
Oh my god.
Everyone, our barbarian.
Yeah. Okay.
You're pathetic.
I'm gonna put my
Time to take
mom's
notes.
skin face.
As per my last
Smart enough to read it.
If he ever gets smart enough to read.
If that boy could read, he'd be real upset.
Survive 50, 30 so
Oh.
wow.
Okay. So okay.
Amazing.
Well, I want like Soot to go up to like Westendorf and Anolo and Alvin and
the non-Thurkir of
the non-Thurkir people,
Who's that third here?
and just be like calmly explaining how things went over on the ship while this is going on in the background. I think I've got their rapt attention. I'm
Like
just
every
like,
so often we're listening, but we just go, oh, what you were saying?
Yeah, oh my god.
Well, war crimes are committed in the
Oh my god.
They're not war crimes the first time.
Is that a war crime the first time?
That's so
Okay. Okay. So.
Also historic.
So that it. So Versal just looks up at you and he growls and he's still muttering, crawling, and he kind of gives up and just slouches on the ground, just kind of passes out from exhaustion, bleeding in the near this throne of skull and bone that was left for him. What do y'all? What's next? And as this happens, the rest of your tribe, they look at you, and they start to. They throw their fists in the air and they do this hiss, and it's something that you recognize as this congratulatory kind of respect kind of thing, and they start to stomp their feet and pound their chests, and then eventually go. So, anything else?
I just smash his crap throats. We won't need that.
Well, yeah, you have the dragon. You
Yeah,
brought
we
the
got
dragon,
dragon
right?
throw.
Okay.
Bow and throw.
You want to install your said throne someplace or leave it here?
Yeah, we'll leave it in the swamp.
Yeah.
Down.
I mean, it's still the wizard folk sound.
Yeah, settlement.
Yeah. Okay. Does anybody else in the third camp want to do anything?
Your Highness, would you care to lead your people immediately to break the Lord?
Yes, time is of the essence. We have very few. What do we have? Like days? Like a day or two?
Yeah.
If that.
Couple of days, I guess. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not good at tracking time in game. I'm just terrible at it.
Says the game
The
master.
approaching army is imminent.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Full disclosure, you're gonna have. I mean, you're gonna have time to prep the army, and
Yeah.
so it's just whatever. Okay.
So a great dragon menace that was approaching. The black dragon was just one of many that we will have to fell. But in doing so, we'll become stronger.
Is he doing? I'm playing metal chords on my lute.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
The doom music starts.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
If you wish to become strong, come with me.
So they all throw their claws in the air. You see them glint in the evening afternoon sunlight. And they all kind of disperse to their relative huts to grab whatever I guess armor. They don't wear a lot of armor, do they?
No, not yeah. They have natural armor.
Yeah, but just like I guess they're gonna put a war paint. I'll put it that way.
They ready for war.
I'd almost
Yeah.
imagine maybe some
War
are
paint,
barbarians,
Depends on
right?
what they are.
Yeah.
Barbarians won't wear armor.
Right, but I'd
like
imagine,
if you were a
like,
warrior,
still
if
gotta
you were
have
like
some
a
fighter
Wookiees,
type.
It's
right?
bone
if you were a
Some
fighter,
Wookiees
they'd
might
wear
wear
armor.
Right,
Yeah.
bone
Bone armor.
Yeah,
Think like
That would be
Rufi
so
armor.
done.
Done.
Dunzo.
Sold.
Bone armor.
Kurgan's, you're in a Kurgan skull helmet.
So yeah, they go and get as many of I guess, their trophies as that they have in their own private hut or as a collective, and you see the rest of the contingent come out, and they're all terrified. Good. I'm just kind of curious, how many were you thinking?
I think lizard folk should be more strong, you know? They should be like special forces than like, you know, meat grinders, you know, like in a war, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
High in power.
Yeah, high in power more so.
Like the
So-
Dothraki in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Those
that's
were
the.
kind of like Mongols, man. They had a shitload of those guys too.
They were war riders. Like,
How many
they
can
were
we
fast-
fit on the ships? Is I think that.
That's true
Three
too.
ships
We can
full.
only fill 3 ships, so.
The
Like a
rest
couple
just head
hundred.
out on foot
Maybe.
and back up
Yeah.
for later too. If there's
So-
more.
They'll be like the guys Aragorn, the ghost guys. Yeah, their names.
I don't remember the names.
Dead Men of the West.
Yeah.
So what are they?
Well, I remember them as the Dead Men of the West. I didn't know
Yes.
they were actually.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
They were the Mountain Men, and some other more important stuff.
Yeah, they were the traitors.
Yeah, they went back on a promise to fight Sauron.
I guess I asked because we didn't really talk about what the size of your tribe was, so I really don't. I didn't have a good frame of reference.
not crazy big. I
Okay.
would say no.
So I made a bunch of these little cards for people. So these are going to represent the various different army groups that you will have at your command,
Cool.
as well as I got a whole stack that I'm going to use as well. And you can, I left them blank so you can put as much information on there as you like. And these will also, next week, these will also function as like different spots where you can go to. So if you want to fly or teleport, help bolster this kind of that regiment, you can go there and help do that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna give you, I don't know, 3 of them.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Just however you think, how many people you
So
think
one
is
for each ship. That sounds good.
how many people you think is appropriate, whether it's
Yeah.
50 or 100 each.
Yeah.
That's gonna be up to you. Okay.
Sounds
Sure.
good.
And
Are you people going to be okay working with, the rest of us?
Yes, I will make sure they only eat people who are already dead.
So reassuring.
yeah.
Reasonable.
Cool.
You meant the enemy, right? You
Yeah.
meant the enemy, right?
Most
Good.
of us
I mean,
are
Andrew,
we don't know
what's
what's
for
on
God?
this side.
The loved ones may wish
Says
to
the
have
druid.
who's-
Truly,
was
the
gonna
slaughter
the
of Cliff
druid's
took
like,
many
it's way in the
lives and
world.
limbs.
Yeah.
For some reason,
So-
everybody's
Yeah, you
feet
can
were
eat
down.
Oh, geez.
My next character I play with something like that too. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Cool. Good. So I guess you're all gonna pile back up into the ships and head back to Cliffnell.
Yeah.
I presume.
I'm gonna speedy courier myself back.
Oh yeah. Just
So,
yourself?
anything you want to say to, guys back, Team Dragon? Let them know that you're all good
They're
here.
tier 1.
Yeah.
We're on our way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, whoa. We banished a demon dude. Faint. And all that other fancy stuff. And tell him I love him.
Okay.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah. If you need, if something happens, come get me.
Yes.
Just. Oh, I mean, actually, you have to teleport to me.
With the necklace thing you gave him,
Yeah.
right?
Then I
Right,
can
right.
send myself back, and then we can teleport you back.
Correct.
Fine.
Yep, gotcha.
Okay.
Got it. Yep.
Okay.
So Nolan, do you have people in the mountains perhaps and you could go back and become their king and bring them into the battle?
No, I don't.
So another one for third tier.
Where's your people?
They were the army of man that started all this. So
They couldn't finish it.
one against me.
Yes.
Nola's dad seemed pretty strong.
Yeah, but, should we resolve that somehow?
Oh man, he just ran away. I banished him.
According to my handbook on heroics, the father's quest is often very important to the success of the hero's life.
Oh well.
Oh wow.
But what if? Okay, I see what you're saying now. But what if I never become a father? bother, and then I don't have one of those epic things for my child. And it's really moving, isn't it?
Andrew, my friend, you have a handbook of heroics?
Yes, I'm writing it.
Clouds part really quick. Get on the goddamn boat.
Oh, I see, as we're sailing.
Yeah, right. Like,
Okay, so you'll pile into the ship.
We better go back, right up
I'm
there.
gonna send myself to snow.
oh,
Yeah.
Just dragon.
yeah.
Ah!
How'd they go?
They won.
That's it?
They're cute. Killed his mom and then stuffed his skull into some other big guy. I don't know. They're coming back.
Relay message.
Oh, you just gotta tell him that. No.
Oh yeah. I know. Loves you guys.
It went from, the message went from, that's it, to, too much.
Excellent. Good. So as the ships take off, you see like the marshland kind of blowing away because of the air when you ascend, and as you hit the kind of cruising altitude, there's this little like a blue jay kind of flying real fast, and it catches and lands on you.
Oh,
Yep. And inside there's like a little note from the thorn claws, and your animal messenger has finally gotten back and then been relayed now.
awesome.
Yeah, and it says we have you unfold it, and it's in Druidic. It's like we will send as many forces as we can to help you in this endeavor.
Awesome.
Ooh.
Elvin reads that message aloud.
So
Word from the Thornclaws, everyone.
I will give you a regiment of druids,
Oh.
and you can decide what that looks like. You know, there's about 25 of them. There's nothing because the thorn claws aren't that large.
Sure.
So yeah. Okay.
I'm picturing just like just all this call lightning happening. You know what I mean? Just like the most environmental.
Big storm.
Yeah.
That's
A
just
huge
on the
storm
baddie.
coming.
Yeah.
And,
It's just all of them in a line and just a.
and here I thought Thorkir was bringing shock troops.
Oh.
Do we shoot?
I'm shooting.
I mean, I was thinking
That
that
one
was like 25
This
giant
one's
honey
name right
maggots
now.
just running.
Ooh, I like
I
this
feel like
one.
this is the perfect shit.
It was a good one, really.
Was it character?
Okay.
That's what makes it more impressive.
I'm
Cool.
sure.
Good shot.
So flying back. That's right. I made a promise because Ander, when you had your I guess your person Lana, you try to round up more of the clerics. You have two regiments of clerics.
Oh, all right.
Clerics.
So that represents pretty much the majority of the holy people in Cliffnall. So collectively, people of status who can do that stuff, you get about 100 people. So
So I should do like 50 and 50?
it's up to you. You can decide. You know. Cool. Another thing, I know we've got lots of you're all dragons, so I don't know.
There's only two.
Yeah. Okay.
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 For now.
He's not gonna stay a dragon for the big fight, right?
No.
No, there's no way. He's way more powerful.
Plus, I'm gonna wear my clothes stuff.
Yeah.
Dragon. It's a
You gotta
lot.
be fancy,
I'm
right?
definitely gonna transform into like a giant or a plantar or something big for at least the start of the fight.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Cool.
Definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
So, Team Dragon, anything you wish to do or say?
I wish to sleep
Okay.
as long as possible.
The whole journey back with all of the Shadowface navigators that we've kind of captured, Brad is going to be just talking to them about
Okay.
this opportunity for a new life that they could potentially have. Should they choose to help? And he's going to be asking Anolo when you don't have to RP the whole thing, but like
Right.
to like filter out the liars and the people who actually will do it, because he can telepathically poke their
Tech
brains to know.
That's
So
right.
we
That's
can
pretty good.
potentially have a couple of, even if it's just a few, so people who know how to use the stuff there to help us with the cannons and the ships, potentially.
Okay. So you want to make a persuasion check?
Sure.
With help, right? For me.
Well, this is the persuasion part.
I'd probably try helping by also reiterating, death, death, evil, evil stuff. You were helping the bad guys.
Yeah.
27.
Woo. Okay.
Very persuasive.
Yeah. So you reach a few of them, and so you're not going to get all of them.
Yeah.
And because most of them are still kind of hardened in this, from their backstory, like they turned their backs on a lot of their own people. They don't really care about you per se, or what happens. However, you do get a few of them to man the arcane cannons, at least walk you through it, and to and potentially train a couple of those people. That people, I guess, they're going to desert a little bit.
Okay.
Where's my little cards for those? So.
Oh, I got so many cards.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is what I did this afternoon. So here are the arcane cannons.
Whoa. Okay. Team cannon.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them. You have those.
Yep. You can make whatever notes on you want. You can assign crew members, whatever that is, things like that. And most of them, you did filter out a few of the liars, and a lot of them were just lying. But yeah, well, traitors is what happens.
So is everybody back in Cliff Knoll now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just say it was a long. If everybody you had a long rest,
That would be awesome.
so anybody on the trip back usually gets, if you want to rest during that time period, just say you had a long rest to
Nice.
do that stuff.
I've had a long rest.
Okay, cool. So you, as you dock the ships back in Cliff Knoll, people are coming up towards you in their excitement. They're clearly happy to see you. They're very anxious to hear about all the updates and stuff like that. And you see Ned's there. She's like, hey, what's up?
No one's wearing barbecue sauce. Okay.
No.
All right.
So what's the news?
King Thurkir brings the lizard.
Yeah, do you see Thurkir descend out of like the hull of the ship, and there's an army of like lizard folk behind you.
Crawling down the sides of
Full
the ship.
battle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like they're in total go mode already.
Yeah.
So as that dude looks impressed by this retinue of lizard folk, I go, he had to rip his mother's face off. It wasn't like it was that big of a deal.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
fair enough.
He ripped his own mom's face off.
Yeah.
After she was dead.
Doesn't matter.
But yeah.
And then stuck it in some other dude's body hole that he ripped into it.
Body hole.
Well, by his spike. No, there was a hole
Stuck
from
it
his
into a
spike.
wound, yeah.
He got impaled on spikes, then continued to fight.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So then you see Ned just look at Thurkir going, okay, and I don't know. I imagine this is
The lizard folk costume's very complex.
Good going, buddy.
Yeah.
I think. Right.
Like I imagine it was folk doing the haka, but that's too common. That's too.
Yeah.
But okay. And so the reception you're getting is one of excitement, of nervousness, and you see some other messengers come up to Ned and whisper, and Ned looks over at you, and so the enemy has made camp. They're about a mile north of us. This is another development based on our limited reconnaissance and information we know, and I've been talking with some, I guess, my advisors. If this were to happen, as it is now transpiring, they are going to prepare and start their formations before their final assault. So this is our last chance to make preparation on our end to defend our people, to defend our lives, and our livelihood. So where do we start, generals?
Does anybody else want to be a dragon? Got one more left.
Hold that thought. Alvin, can you by chance prepare earthquake?
Wait. What does that do?
I think that's a spell Gideon used, and basically it just fucks up the ground. What better thing to fuck up a sleeping army? The ground opening
just
up
let
underneath
me-
you.
Oh, make
Make
them
sure
like
that that's
sleep
the druids.
deprived, kind of, so they're not rested at all or able to.
Well, I mean that. Probably a few of them will go into a magical ditch. So
Yeah,
jackpot for me.
That would be good. That's an interesting spell to think about.
Yeah, it's on the druid spell list. I can prepare it.
Let's cast the shit out of it.
We also have the Thornclaw druids with us as well.
Yeah, somebody's got that.
It's actually
A stealth mission to keep them from resting overnight before attacking is an interesting idea.
I was
If
also
we-
thinking of a stealth mission to. They said there was limited scouting report, right? So, like, what if we stealthed in and we took some of the report, like some of their strategy, that maybe we can move forward?
There's
we
also
want to do
time
that
though.
before we start casting earthquake.
Yeah, see, the thing
Yeah.
is that a stealth mission can turn into a full-on
Session.
battle.
Yeah.
If we're
If it goes poorly.
if it goes poorly enough, which it very well could.
Could.
Yeah, if what we might want to do is spend this time to, set up, figure out how we're gonna fight, instead of
Yeah,
I think
poking this dragon.
I was thinking about.
Dude, is that a pun?
Is that a pun? Instead
You're
of
fighting an
poking
army of
this
dragon boar. You're gonna poke the dragon.
Yeah, no, I meant that,
Okay.
I meant that literally,
Okay.
not as a pun. I meant that
Okay.
that would be what we are doing.
Accidental pun.
There's a dragon over there, right?
You're
Yeah.
being cheeky. Yes.
so.
Actually, the one that you know of.
Here's
what?
here's why this works. Hopefully to our advantage, right? Most of the time, an army attacking a city is not going to expect to counterattack before they're ready.
A preemptive attack is definitely.
The problem is that we're already just waiting for them. We've prepared just about as much as we can.
Yeah, we did the stuff to the front of the city, I'm assuming.
I hope.
Right? The ditch
Yeah.
thing we talked about.
I mean,
Yeah.
my only plan would have been doing more stuff like that, like
Yeah.
shoring up our defenses.
Does this city have wizards?
We do have some that are able to fight or at your disposal.
Litter the battlefield with delayed blast fireballs. Mine.
Could do that.
We should do
I've
that.
been this is out of character, but I've been writing down as many good AOE druid spells as I can, just to make it be that much more badass. Right there.
I have to think about what level am I cleric? Like, do I know what?
Most of these clerics are not terribly high level. I think I put them around level 8.
That's pretty high just for like
You know,
people in a D&D campaign setting that
Oh,
aren't the players. You know, like
I've lost
That's good.
sense of scale. I've been doing level 20 so off. I don't know what it is anymore.
But what about my Thornclaw druids? I was listing some higher level spells.
Well, okay. What's the highest level spell that you were hoping to utilize from these people?
Well, I hadn't thought of it until Tucker said it, but Earthquake would be the highest level spell at level 8. Which would
Well,
make it-
Okay, so could you look it up when they gain access to that spell?
sure.
And then I'll give you one use of that, I guess. Per person, that's stupid. 25 earthquakes. Ah! Guess
The
what?
Richter scale is.
Yeah, right,
The
you're gonna-
LB scale.
I was thinking more lower level spells like Call Lightning is lower level, Conjure Elemental, Maelstrom,
How many? You got 25 dudes?
25
You
dudes.
get 5 earthquakes.
Yeah.
You give like lower level spells.
Yeah.
As we do the actual battle thing, though, this is mostly like
It's gonna be like narrated.
narrative
Yeah.
thing. It's not like we're rolling
I just
damage.
wanted
No,
to-
we ain't
I
rolling
just
the
wanted it
damage,
to
right.
sound cool, so I was trying to
Yeah.
think of the most epic sounding stuff to have going on.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm looking up what level you get access to.
And so as Ned continues with some other, okay, well, since we're asking about other stuff that we do have infantry, we have swordsmen, we have pikes, we have we can have heavy infantry if we need. We also have the archers have been positioned.
What about mounted infantry? Like, yeah. like
We
cavalry?
can we have some horses, so we can't get too many. Not one of our strong suits. But we,
Where's that Griffin farm?
Oh, the griffin.
yeah, it's within a few miles of Clifton.
So we should go there and
I can
get.
get there. I can
Yeah,
go
that's
there.
right. You know how to get there.
I've got it, Griffin. Me and Axel, we'll go there.
Okay, you get label it. You get griffins.
Hey,
Ariel is so.
Okay.
like
I have looked it up. You would get access to 8th level spells at 15th level.
Oh yeah, no.
So that's very high level.
Yeah.
You get access to 7th level spells at like 13th level.
Okay,
I think some of the spells I picked up.
okay.
7th level.
So I'll trust you to be reasonable with it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll just double check that I'm not doing anything nonsense now.
Would anybody like to take over some regiments of infantry, decide what kind of infantry we have, or archers?
Cavalry.
We can get okay.
Ooh.
We can get enough for two regiments of cavalry.
That'd be awesome.
Okay. You're gonna have to relabel those.
Sweet. We could have. You could combine cavalry with dragoons. Cavalry is meant to charge in, charge out. Dragoons riding on their horses, dismount to fight. So you could have riders on the back of the cavalry dismount to fight, and the cavalry moves back out, so you can keep doing their movements.
Ooh, interesting.
Yep. That's all. So that continues. We have longbows. We have regular bows. We have some crossbows, if we wish to have that. We have some siege equipment. We have a couple of catapults and a trebuchet, or maybe a ballista in addition to the tower. You know, of which I think the Cogmaster has been furiously working on with all of his platinum.
Yeah, that's right.
How mobile are the siege weapons?
They're slow. They can be moved, but they're best to put in one position and then fire from that position. Unless
if we had some stationed, what we think the front is going to happen. We keep some in sort of the center of the city to move forward. Should they try to flank us or get around behind us?
We also have multiple airships that could potentially, you could put some kind of siege weaponry on top
You
of.
got the Griffin Air Force with 18 strength. They can carry boulders in their talons and drop them on the unsuspecting foes.
I don't have enough time to try airborne troops.
Just gotta speak the Griffin language. Hey, is there a quarry nearby that I could actually pick up some boulders
yeah,
with the Griffin farm?
sure.
Yeah, it's okay, great.
But yeah, like you could potentially have an airship with a mobile trebuchet or something like that on it, possibly.
Is that possible? Can an airship
Anything.
study
It's
itself
D&D.
against-
Anything's possible.
All right.
Let's do it.
It would probably be the kind of thing where you'd warn everybody on the ship before firing it so they could hold on, you know? It'll probably lurch a little bit, but
So
assuming the ship is big enough, it should be fine.
let's see. Does anybody not have cards that want cards? Like, do you want to take over some sort of regiment to
You
like
should handle some.
customize it or something?
Nobody should have to listen to what.
I was just thinking, like, just straight up,
Everybody go
we're all gonna
green.
die. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, your pep
Do you
talk
want to
here.
handle the death laser? You could handle Cogmaster's death laser.
Yeah,
It's
or
a fun one.
I would. I don't know. I think I might actually dragon myself for this fight.
That's Well, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but you
but,
can still
I'm giving
have.
everyone else the option to
You
customize
can be like a
part of the
general,
courses.
though.
Do you want to do that?
Right, and I'm thinking like, yeah, I would love to like move some airships with horrible, especially like our airship. I would love to direct that around. That would be tremendous.
How about
Okay.
the gnomes? You'd be like the gnomes in our airship.
Yeah,
I would. I would.
They're
love
used
to.
to dealing with you, also.
Yeah.
Maybe the Griffins can land on the ship, kind of like an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, it's just a
Lizard
blank chart.
folk.
Yeah, I had a
We're
bunch, I printed a bunch
Where's
of
the
extra
secret
lizard folk
message?
ones. I just sort of turned it over.
Yeah.
Okay. If any, there's also if anybody wishes to have archers to customize archers or customize infantry, I have that stuff as well. It's up to you.
I got the
take
lizard
the
folk.
archers because I feel like having a bunch of archers goes along well with
With the
having
druids.
all of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I have gone through, and now the highest level spell I'm giving them access to is 6th level.
That's
Super
pretty basic.
For
That's like mid-level adventure.
5. Okay, so in terms of archer units,
Archers too.
here you go.
Like it's environmental. Oh,
Bless you.
Right. Woo!
They have
how
five.
many
There's 5 regiments of archers.
archers should it be per regiment?
Let's see. There's about. I think there's. Just keep numbers simple. Let's say 100 each.
100 each. Okay.
I guess
So,
it is.
yeah,
Archery's probably pretty common.
yeah, and particularly they've also reconfigured the army, so they know they're facing a siege. So a lot of people are archers instead of infantry, that kind of stuff. So they're trying to stave off those kinds of attacks. Currently, 3 of the regiments are already stationed on the walls,
Okay.
so you have 2 in reserve. Okay. Other folks, other things, other ideas.
Maybe some specialist groups to do like little sapping projects and whatnot, delaying.
I think we definitely need to have a network of spellcasters that can cast message. Because, like, I was gonna do it in Brad's voice, but communication is so important on the battlefield, and we need
With
like
special
we
forces.
need
Those sending stones that
We
you guys
need
had on the
some-
ships. We
yeah,
should be having
we should be
like
using that kind of stuff everywhere where we can.
we should always be in contact.
Because the griffins are also going to have like a bird's eye view, and they can report down in and give
yes.
everybody ideas
I
of
was
like
just
what's
saying that
going
to
on
him.
and where to back up this group here, or
How many
No.
Griffins do I have in the Griffin Air Force? Top claw?
Okay, so as you land, you get over to the Gith from last time, and they've added a few more. They don't have any names for them. I'm sorry.
We will come up.
You'll come up with a name.
Uh,
However, there's not as many as you were hoping for. There's 10 Griffins.
yes. Don't worry, I need a strike force.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
you're going to cast talk to animals and just
I'm not doing the voices.
yeah, no, right? Oh my gosh,
Not right
perfectly
now.
understandable.
Okay. Anybody else wish to? Do you have?
You know what? It would be interesting to have some archers.
Cavalry and archers, yeah.
Okay.
I can have some fun with them.
Yeah.
I can have some fun with them.
Okay.
As
So
long as you have, because you could have mounted archers as well.
okay.
Like,
You want
don't
some
shoot
infantry?
them all on the move, but you can get somewhere
Okay.
fast and then shoot. You know?
That kind of goes for the bird thing.
1, 2,
Yeah. The squad stop, shoot over on
3, and
advance.
let's call it. Make it easy on myself. Here's 5 regiments.
So roughly some
Sometimes
people.
you can have
Yep.
archers.
Okay. Because Trauma has majority archers. You get 2 regiments.
Did anyone take the siege weaponry? Were
Do
you
you
gonna
want
take
some
them
of these
first?
archers, my man? 5 is a lot.
No.
You sure?
Yeah, because you can do a lot with those guys. I actually won't be able to protect these guys a lot with cavalry. So I'm gonna tell these guys where to shoot, and then run out with cavalry, go
Okay.
hit them in the ass while they're getting shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That-
definitely do have like a battlefield control thing going on here.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, this is gonna be sick.
And there's at least 3 pieces of siege equipment in addition to the 3 arcane cannons that you all have.
Only concentrate on one thing at a time.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm throwing a lot
There's
at
a
you.
lot happening. We're preparing for war.
It's so
It's fine.
Yeah.
the
Great.
war games are gonna take
Yeah.
I think you should all learn Warhammer.
I'm just thinking we have,
like
we have 3 airships.
Yep.
Outside of the 2 that are not exactly airships but floating sand ships, with 3 airships, if each one got equipped with a siege weapon and possibly some archers, or I don't know, ranged, maybe a bunch of clerics, I don't know, but like mobile units that have something that hits heavy but also has other people on it that can attack from the air,
actually
has a lot of, like, that's a lot of chaos you can bring because you don't have to just deal with the very front line of the battle.
Man,
You're going
I am
in.
just picturing archers with flaming arrows just raining death down from ships.
Exploding arrow.
dude. So
Do we
you
have,
should grab these actually if they're gonna be
besides
up
the
ship.
clerics, are just maybe some regular healers? Like
Well,
guys who-
I'm
He
taking
only
care
has
of
arms.
the
People who are
gnome
trained as
ship with the
healers, with
gelatinous
healing
cube
cannons.
cannons.
Okay.
You know, like a first aid, like a medic.
yeah, like a medic. It feels that.
We can.
So I'm thinking using them for the mundane stuff. I don't know. All right, so war is we want air superiority. We can get.
Got it.
You have 3 airships, a dragon.
And top claw.
You're gonna have 2 dragons.
You're gonna
I'm
have
gonna,
dragon, right?
I am, I'm gonna dragon as well. Even though I would have some, I can always undragon and then use my warlock stuff.
Yeah, and I'm
But-
probably going to turn into a planetar so I can fly around.
Because we cannot allow them to overshoot
I
the wall.
I believe their biggest piece of air attack is their dragon. As far as we know, that's like the biggest thing that's airborne
So okay,
that they
just
have.
just reminders,
Okay.
so we're all on the same page. You know that the forces you have seen. Well, you know that the ancient red dragon Zindar is around. You have not seen him yet, but he is probably going to be around. That thing. You've also seen Zane on top of the undead flying dragon.
Oh right. Okay,
So we have
there's
2 dragons already.
Yep. Then you other people to remember. Rogar was the lead dragonborn, the general of the army. He can make himself into a meteor,
Right.
and
right.
with his sword and all that kind of stuff. Then you've seen various bits of infantry. They have heavy infantry. They have swords. They have pikes. They have lots of archers. We've also seen the 3 giant siege turtles.
Oh,
that they
siege
have.
turtles. Right. Okay.
And you saw a bunch of other different kinds of forces that are not dragonborn. They could be mercenaries. They could be other kind of people forced to fight. You know, whatever. You don't know a lot about them yet, but you remember, just a quick summation. The size of their army was easily 8,000 to 10,000 strong.
Oh, we got a Hell's Depot going on over here. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So
You're really up to the special effects budget. See,
Sure did.
So I'm gonna do a ancient topaz dragon.
what does
They
it-
have it's not as powerful of this necrotic breath damage, but if anybody fails the saving throw, they have disadvantage on any strength-based ability checks or strength saving throws.
So strength is nerfed.
Right? And it's
Okay.
a 90-foot cone, so I can get a lot of people with that, and just basically weaken their army. Is the idea?
I'll be putting swabs of them to sleep, hopefully.
Temporarily
question.
getting them out.
Yes.
10 minutes.
Yeah, so and I'm just asking because I'm going to be with this. Really, my auras aren't going to be doing much for the ground troops.
Well, yeah. Your anti-fear one will be really important.
During dragon time, the
Because-
natural inflicting of fear.
Yeah,
But it's really only going to get people in like a 30 meter radius.
Oh yeah, it's got to be people
yeah,
right
there's-
next to you.
there's a
Right.
Physical
Yeah.
limit to how far I-
So did you say that
you were personally leaving.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. No, that's good. That's good. I needed to know that.
Okay. Yeah, especially the one that brings people back up.
Oh yeah. No, that would be busted. No. However, I could have it though and fly close to the ground.
Good.
So
Yeah, man.
That
I mean,
could be the
griffins can land. They have legs. They can
Oh, yeah.
walk, right? So
thing. I know it can land too, like a power hero of the ages.
Could you imagine just screaming, yeah, and everybody just gets back up?
yeah.
Oh my God.
You're
that's- yeah.
yeah, it's like this wave of people.
It's just like,
go like this.
we just killed these assholes.
Seriously, right?
I mean,
They're not even undead.
it all looked real bad, but
All he did was yell and they popped back up. What the hell?
Right?
1 HP.
Yeah, your job is just fly back and forth on front of it.
You gotta have 3 bards constantly singing on the back.
Oh god.
Now I am thinking. Did you say you still have one more dragon cast?
So I've got today's dragon cast
And
and
technically,
tomorrow's dragon cast.
Okay.
Now that if I only can make a super powerful thing if I get rid of one of these super powerful people. That's the trade-off. This is why Snow is no longer going to be a dragon.
He's
you're
already got
gonna-
lots of good AOE.
because you're gonna
and
stop
stuff, you know.
concentrating on it.
No,
Or
because
he's gonna choose.
Snow
Is
as a
stronger.
kobold is more powerful than a
Right.
white dragon.
Yeah.
Being a 20th level sorcerer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you're the most experienced board gamer. What are we overlooking? What do we need?
got siege, magic, heals, pretty much everything I can think of. Other than perhaps defenses actually in the cities, should they manage to get in somewhat.
Oh yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Entrances.
Create wards and stuff.
Entrances should probably end up in
You got plank rope, right?
choke points,
I do.
preferably with, say, spikes on both sides, so if they try to get out during combat,
The way I read it.
getting back out isn't an option for them.
Oh,
Range,
interesting.
difficult range,
Retreat,
100
not
meter
so good.
radius.
I like that.
They go in and get
Read it.
punished, or they try and leave and get punished.
What
Yeah.
about
So that's good. We can do some checks for that in a little bit. Make sure people in the city are trying to, organize and do that kind of thing. Also,
Ideally, they don't get in the city at all.
right.
Mm.
To you.
I know you want traps out on the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
If you want traps inside, or whatever, someone make a list of what you want to do, so I keep track of that
Someone
in my
make a
brain.
list.
Okay,
what about our food and water?
that's a good question.
Oh,
What is there like? What is the city fueled by, like aqueduct or something like that?
Yeah, there are central wells, especially ground aquifers are from the ground have been tapped into. But that being said, that could also potentially be a liability.
Yeah, that's so. I want to. Probably, I hate to burn a cleric, but we need to protect those areas too. So clerics can purify water and food. But it would be preferable that we don't get them there so they can save their spell slots.
If you want to keep a regiment of the clerics inside the city, they can do a lot of double duty, do a lot of stuff to have one out on the battlefield.
I think yeah, we would have a triage set up in the city, as well as battlefield clerics.
yeah. Not all clerics are battle clerics.
No,
Sure, not in the city. Maybe. That makes sense.
Okay.
Sure, technically, my half of a cleric prior times. Setting up to triage.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good old crystal dragon.
What kind of mind control type stuff do we have at our? I'm just thinking like one of our benefits that we have is that we are actually incredibly mobile. We're not just a city being attacked. We're a city being attacked that has
4 airships.
4 airships. 4 of them, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there's 4 airships.
Yep.
We've got two
Speaking of,
two of
cards for
the
other
2
two.
sand ships. We've got dragons
Yeah,
and
which means we'll be able to
griffins.
attack them way earlier than it would be otherwise.
Right,
Being under siege.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that
we're
needs to be
gonna-
our
We're gonna
start
be able
off.
to take the
Yeah.
battle now.
I think we need to do that.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
to delay them
Weaken
getting
their
to.
forces, slow them down.
Yeah.
Step 1 should be attack.
Yeah.
But like in the battle, it's not going to just be the front line that's getting assaulted. We have access to everywhere. So once we know where there's like maybe a spot where there's possibly someone giving orders from like the Griffins, if they see somebody who looks official and serious, we can aim everything kind of in those areas. We can try to maybe even brain
Who bring,
We can
who
maybe
bring their
brain
general?
the general or something.
I'll need like a signal, something, so that if I do see a general or somebody commanding orders, if I'm up in the air, I mean, I could say, yeah, I'm right above them, but there's going to be 10 Griffins plus me and Axel, so 11 total. Me saying I'm right above them would be 10 different directions. So maybe like a flare, like
A grid. Let's just talk about like here's these kind of like focal points.
Yeah.
There's this big rock here, and we'll make a little grid, and then we can just chessboard it, kind of.
Yep.
Like, this is in this section. I mean, they're in, 7B or whatever. I don't know what we want to, how we would do it. Yeah, but basically, right?
Yeah.
So.
should we take a?
Yeah, we can take a quick break.
Let's take a break.
That's all right.
Oh.
8:30?
Yeah, that's cool.
We're
I got a water.
we're planning for a war.
Yes, we are.
Strap in, everybody. When we come back, we'll be more caffeinated.
Yeah, continue our planning,
Something.
and then there's a couple things that are going to happen, or at least we'll have maybe discussion, and then we'll continue on with our battle prep for next week.
Top claw.
There it goes.
There we go.
Blue.
I'll say inappropriate things if I want to.
Yeah.
Inappropriate thing.
Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
All right. Cool. Well, we everybody out in cyberspace, if you're still there, we are refreshed and rehydrated and all that stuff. It's just a reminder to check out Hunters on Wednesday, and no Kingdom of Steam this Sunday, because someone has to have a celebration of sorts. And boo. Yeah, I know. No, Pluto's celebration.
Boo anniversary.
Yeah.
Boo.
How many years?
Too many years.
We stopped.
No.
We're done counting. We
Okay.
passed the
Many
20 spot
moons.
and we're just done.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
They're past the 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so we'll be back here Monday for I guess an epic siege. That's gonna be something. Okay. So with the les fez. Right. Musica. So just so like I was telling people during break, next week, what'll happen? I'll have like a map where a cliff null, and it's basically be 3x5 cards, everywhere.
Okay.
And we're not gonna do movements. We're not gonna have to worry about bonuses or any kind of that stuff. A lot of it's just gonna be set it and forget it, so you guys can focus on your characters and what your characters do during this awesome battle. And I'll be narrating things and things. Sometimes you'll have successes and failures depending upon what you do or whatnot. All that kind of stuff. So, but I think having everybody create the the groundwork, so to speak, is going to be a lot of fun. In addition to whatever surprises that I have cooked up for you.
Awesome.
Yeah. And and like I told Calvin, I'm not sorry anymore.
Good. Good. Yes.
Nope.
Brad has always been and will always be welcoming death.
Yes.
So
Beautiful. Okay.
don't be sorry.
Before I'm gonna have a couple of narrowed moments in a minute or two. Is there anything else you want to do to set up or thing you thought about? Oh, good. We got a list of stuff.
I came up
go ahead.
off camera with Ned contacting their Fae patron. So possibly Oberon and the Fae coming over.
I also had the idea of trying to reach out to the elves. They get here too late, but maybe
If you want to, you could send a message in some fashion.
when my mom, the queen.
Yes. Yes.
Hi.
Yeah.
Mom, I could use
Yeah. Need some help.
And what about the giants?
We didn't do too much trouble.
Need some money for loan just for a little while.
Need a small loan of 1 million elves.
A million elves. Yeah.
You spare all your able-bodied soldiers. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
What
Just
about
kind of the balance of the world. No.
What about reaching out to the cloud giants?
That might be something we could have Oberon do potentially, since they're weren't there
Oberon's free.
yeah, that's true. We'll see if Ned can contact him. But we don't really have a way of contacting the
Because it's interplanar.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The cloud giants
Do we have a
are
fork for him, or
elsewhere. I
We
don't think
do
we have a
not.
fork for them.
We never
No,
bothered
here's
with
a
the
fork.
fork of Frostville.
Do we have a fork of anywhere
okay.
useful?
We do. We have one for the material plane and one for a place that
And
goes
one
somewhere
for
horrible. We
question mark
don't know.
bad place.
Question mark bad place. Is there a way to open up question mark bad place to right above the baddies? So
It's
that
not-
bad
was
questionable
not
bad things
worked that
fall
way.
out at them?
Target's a single target.
Oh, that's too bad.
Or a group of friends holding hands.
Aw.
Yay.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
that's
baby.
when you're using it as a
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
You know
of
what would be really funny? It's just like every
Yeah.
now and again when an important person came up and said, "Now is your chance to surrender." Oh, and we just like run into the Looney Tunes holes.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I'm gonna do, as I've mentioned before, I'm gonna do Crystal Dragon.
Okay.
I'm gonna have my psychic step thing, so I can maneuver people large distances on the battlefield
Oh, interesting.
potentially. So I can pick
Single
people up.
individuals?
Yeah,
Or-
or whatever, I can hold quite a few people. It's a gargantuan dragon, so we can pick people up, move people from place to place if they need to be, and I can do radiant damage, so I can fight against the
the skeleton dragon.
That's right.
Yes.
Is that
Um,
which part?
I have radiant damage, so I can fight against the big
skeleton.
undead dragon.
The undead one. With the arcane cannon, there was one ship that we kind of broke enough that I don't think it's like battle worthy. I think that's kind of what we decided, and
Yeah.
that I almost called you Mark Bartholomew. That Tyrael, that
Wrong
Tyrael,
tiefling.
wrong tiefling.
All
Uh,
things are one under the banner
yeah.
of Tucker.
Some days, man. It doesn't seem that way. But how does the arcane cannon work in the sense of can dragon-sized Brad just heft that sucker, or is it like
What would dragon-sized Brad's strength be?
dragon-sized Brad's strength is? Oh, I just wrote the modifier +8.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
That's
That's a lot.
27.
He's
Yeah.
a strong boy.
Yeah, you'll be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dragon carrying a siege weapon.
Wait, doing what?
So
You're
I could
carrying a siege weapon?
Do
I'm gonna
that
be carrying
too,
an
then,
arcane
right?
cannon.
I got a +7.
Wait, I could do that too.
Yeah, because you have the belt.
Yeah.
I feel like logically it makes no sense because the cannon would be so much bigger than you. But I also love that. I love that for you.
Dragon Brand
Yeah.
comes in with it under his arm, and then Andrew's like,
Yeah, one-handed.
Popeye style.
Yep.
Dude, that would be hilarious. You have to do
We do.
Please.
We have the arcane cannon still
One shot,
attached to
all
the
we're at.
ships.
Yep, you have 3 arcane
So
cannons. You
it
can
makes
do what you
sense
want with them.
to keep them on the ships potentially, but if there's more mobility, how fast do the ships go?
The navigator ships?
Navigator ships, yeah.
Yeah, they aren't they're not super speedy.
Okay.
I don't know. They're maybe a step above your airship.
Okay.
Every now and again,
Do
you
it.
literally just
So,
put
like,
it over on its
70 feet,
Yeah, but they're not as fast as like a dragon.
right?
Really
But probably faster than Amp. Unless how fast you don't like the ships would be faster for moving big things like that. I think.
I mean, I could fly at 60 feet, but I don't, then
Yeah. No, it's a little bit faster. That's about let's say 75 feet.
Okay.
Let's just say that for ease.
Zane is on the undead dragon.
Correct.
Tyrael, do you want a dragon mount that is to deal
go
with
fight
Zane? Is there somebody more
Rematch?
appropriate to fight Zane?
Tyrion saying grudge match.
Grudge match,
mean-
right?
We're not here for grudge matches.
No,
There's 8 to 10,000 motherfuckers who want to raise a city.
I know.
That's also a skeletal dragon.
The dragons need to be
They're
handled.
here. You need to slay him.
You're on the red one, right?
You're
Any-
gonna
I
take
don't
out
care,
the
any
red one
dragon.
with your.
I think you should take up. You should lead out against that red one.
Okay.
We don't know where the red one is,
We don't.
or if it's gonna even show up in a way that
I mean,
we can expect. Like,
If I use you as a mount, we're gonna be the shock monster cavalry to go through lines to clear the way for the other boys.
I mean that's gonna happen as well. But when somebody's gonna have to hold back that thing.
When Skelentonio gets out there, you need to take him down.
That's right. And if I'm fighting both in the air, we're fighting both a giant undead dragon and Zane. That's
yeah,
bad news.
that's a lot. You need somebody out with you. You can't do that alone. They're here. How do you feel about siege turtles? You want some soup? Maybe like somebody needs. If we can like debilitate their ability to siege the city
Yeah.
quickly, we can move whatever troops we have inside to deal with that outside.
or Alvin.
Ooh,
Turtles are animals.
turtles are animals.
Druids can control it.
Potentially.
Turn the siege turtles back on their own people.
Possibly. Ooh. That is some Age of Empires priest shenanigans, and I like it. That's how I roll. That's how I roll. Oh, nice war elephant you've got there. That's my war elephant now.
My buddies told me about that stupid build. I brought it into Age of Empires for a little bit. It's bullshit. You got a whole army, and some dude goes, "Hey, you want to join me?" Okay.
Okay.
It was really
Okay.
Those airships, not our Buick LeSabres,
Yeah.
they have no weapons, no nothing. They're just transport
They're
ships.
principally transport. Yeah.
We were talking
Lizard
about
folk could use those if someone has Featherfall for all of us.
all of you.
Dominate
That's a
beast
lot of
lasts
feather
up to a minute.
It's enough
One
to
That would be
minute.
pretty fun.
Paratrooper piranha lizard people. That'd be hilarious.
Paratrooper piranha lizard people.
Yeah, but a dominated giant turtle who's
True.
getting attacked by their
Yeah,
own people
Turned on.
might be like,
When that ends, they might not trust their people anymore either. You mean?
Maybe.
That's possible. Third there's 3 siege weapons that the city has that we could potentially attach
I
to
can
the
share that
ships.
stuff.
Also,
That's true. We could get them off the shadow base boats and attach them to the airship.
well, not the, not
well,
the,
not
those
the
are
arcade,
cannons.
like trebuchet kind of dealio,
Oh,
or like
no.
ballistas. I'm not sure what
I don't know
exactly.
if those. Well, yeah, ballista could work with an
Ballista's
airship, but a
great.
trebuchet, I don't. I don't think that'd work very good with an airship.
No, you need to have trebuchets on the ground.
The well, yeah.
Ballista makes sense.
You can just load
You
the
ever see it?
catapults up with lizard people.
you ever see an airship do a loop-de-loop? Trebuchet.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
Right.
I feel like there's some basic physics here that are like
It's a
against
terrible
it.
idea.
Let's have
Yeah.
the whole crew run the other direction. Fine.
Same time.
Yeah.
Counterbalance.
Okay. So, all good stuff is. I want to make sure you're thinking about supplies. If you want to, anybody want to run a check to see if you have enough food and provisions to last.
It sounded
X.
like Ander was on that.
Well,
kind of
I was
train.
trying to make sure our water supply was secure.
Okay.
Yeah, I did mention, where are our food stores.
Okay.
We don't know how
Who's
long
the-
this is going to last.
Yeah.
Sanitation too, because if this is a long siege, you get dysentery and all that kind of cholera outbreaks from the dead and the rotting.
Oh gosh, I hope this isn't like 100-day war or something like that. But yeah, like we don't know how long it's gonna last.
Definitely make sure we keep some of our clerics in reserve in case
Just,
there's this kind of stuff afterwards.
Clean up,
Take care of
keep
diseases.
things safe.
And just have you is the words. Just in case, not saying this will happen, but in terms of for helping planning, have you as a exit strategy been who's in this? Do you want somebody to be in charge of that? Like you want Ned, or you want NPCs to be in charge of that? Like if in case you have to evacuate for whatever. Not saying this is, but
I remember Brad talking about. Brad talked with his page guy about
Yeah.
that.
there's Richard.
And like trying to evacuate preemptively
That's right,
as
yep,
many
okay.
people as possible.
Jacques.
So maybe them and I don't know, maybe one of the Nine Blades, since
Okay.
there's like all those undercity routes, and they could.
Yeah.
Good,
The
good.
note sheet I gave you was create like a system of locks, like water locks, gates, and like obviously in their sanctum to keep our kids and stuff most out of the way. But yeah, like there should be like an escape hole or something.
Has anybody checked on the horrible summoning circle that we prevented to just make sure that it's all cool still?
I think we went down after the
We
fight.
went down
That's right.
afterwards.
Yeah,
we
but I
could
just
check
wanna
it
make
again
sure-
today. I mean,
Yeah,
that'll take 10
wasn't that
minutes.
I don't
Take
want to
10
have
minutes,
to
right?
fight off against another direction
Like an
if we don't
undead
have
army
to.
underneath
From
the
directly
city.
in the middle of the city.
Not cool. Don't look at us like that.
Your griffins? We're gonna set
Top
aside and
block.
try to find as much flammable liquid as possible and like large cauldrons kind of deal. I'm not talking boiling oil, although it can be hot, that's fine. But like we have flaming weapons.
say.
If you spray the
We've got
Grease 'em.
four
Fire-
griffins
yeah.
dropping down flammable stuff, and then my archers shooting flaming arrows at it.
yeah.
We light them up.
Done.
And
Really
like
make
Griffin
a
grease.
pitched
griffin
battle.
grease. Yeah.
I heard it. I heard it.
What did you hear him say?
He said it's gonna be a pitched battle.
Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
He
And
doesn't even regret it.
Not at all. He's
Proud
not
of
at all.
himself.
Sorry.
if there's any other, I guess, traps you want out in front of the gates or something, that I don't remember what those were. If you were planning
There's
any,
some talk of like
kind of
magical grenade things or
Yeah,
something.
They
Or,
have delayed fireballs.
yeah.
delayed fireball, yeah.
Glyph
Oh,
warding
yeah, wizard
stuff would be
Glyph.
awesome.
Glyph of warding does what?
It lets you put down a spot that you can activate when somebody walks into it.
Ooh, we could
Like,
do that
Unspecific
early.
people too, you know, like
Oh, really?
Remember how
could be like
good
bad
the
guys.
wording is in PG-3? So good.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just magic land.
We haven't done anything special with infantry outside of like the cavalry, right? Like that's just the regular like ground troops, so to speak. Is there stuff for them? What can they do?
If you,
Are we leaving the city walls to fight? Or are we fighting from the walls?
We are
I
definitely
think
going.
we should meet
I
them
think
before
we're
the
gonna be
city.
in.
We're gonna go out to them way before they get to us.
We want to see their
Well, how
will we-
formation and just destroy it. Like
Huh?
we want to see what formation they're in and make sure that that's not what happens when they reach the city. That's for sure.
How are we going to keep our troops from being encircled then? Because there's so many more enemies than us.
That's kind of the point. Yeah, like we
Making
shouldn't
the
fight
giant-
out of the wall.
But also like making the giant trenches and stuff. They're gonna have to funnel inwards for us so that they can't get as widespread.
And maybe we'll have to be a little bit of hit and run. Run out, attack them, then retreat back to the safety of our
Yeah, I think like
locations.
like a little bit of like guerrilla warfare. We go in on like the Buick LeSabre. We take the Griffins, the Dragons, and we just
Everything mobile,
we blast as many of them as we can and run away.
like a stealth attack, even if we can help it, right? Like the
Probably
more
harder
they're
to
not
stealth.
expecting it,
Yeah.
the more kind of askew they'll be potentially.
The entrances to the city should probably be door, barricades on both sides, with the spikes facing inward and out towards them. So as they filter in, they're either moving more inward to avoid the spikes, or during combat, whenever they're inevitably met with our own infantry, they're trying to go to the sides. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
Funneling and
wanna-
AoE is a good combo.
We've tunneled underneath the ground in this area too, so I'm assuming we're gonna do that in like strategic ways to make it so that whatever terrain is easily traversable, it's like putting them in specific locations to some extent.
We need to make sure that all the tunnels we used with the 9 blades to get into the city cannot be used by their
Thunder.
forces.
Yeah.
Cops.
So we need sappers.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
part of my saboteur group. Let's see.
We
Random points around the walls, like not even just at the entrances, random barricades, so that if they do blast through a wall somehow, they're
There's-
met with choke point and have to go through buildings. That would slow them way down.
I like that. That's good.
You know,
That way we don't have to really station a lot of men there, but it still causes a point of conflict for them to deal with.
we could grab like some big ass wagons and oxen teams wherever they bust in. We could just pull them in and just basically knock them over.
Yeah, fill them with cabbages.
What about?
Maybe they would beef them.
There's not an arcane gate. This thing, is there?
No.
So one of my fears is we have all these defenses that make sense in regular warfare, but they can just start teleporting troops in the middle of the city. We got a big problem.
Isn't there a spell? It's a very high level spell, but it makes it so magic can't happen within a large area. If I recall.
Magic field or something.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
like some
Do you
big.
have any access to that?
Yeah, there's wish spells though.
There are wish spells.
We have a couple of wish spells.
Something like that.
So there is a potential possibility to completely
Also,
just.
even just dispel magic can take stuff like that out.
Yeah, but not. You have to know it's happening and see it happen to do
Griffin
that, right?
Riders. Can they just be longbow?
Sure. Just make a note of it.
Yep.
Any magic field is only a 10-foot radius.
No, that's not the one then. There's something that like is big. I don't remember what it's freaking called now. So
Will, if you want your casters to focus on one anti-magic spell, we can use them to create like more of a dome. They'll have to expend a lot of their own physical, resources to do that. But I'm not opposed to that happening.
We shouldn't plan for things that we don't know that they even have or don't have. Also, I think we're gonna have to think on our feet once the battle gets going. It's gonna be important to be doing aerial checks, griffins and dragons, making sure that everybody's there's nothing horrible going on inside Cliff Mall from our time.
Is that outside or is it?
That
That's
is
outside.
thunder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big storm happening.
Yeah.
The internet disappears. Sorry, everybody.
Next week, right?
Yes,
And
it
I'm
should
not,
be.
so he can have this. The Anolo and the Griffins, if he wants.
There's a spell called Private Sync.
Yeah,
They're
he
really
can.
gonna be
No,
aerial.
there's a
Yeah,
it's not
I
the one. It's
just
the big
wish we
area,
were-
right?
There could be a cube as small as 5 feet to as large as 100 feet on each side. But it doesn't say how big that cube is.
It's customizable.
Spell lasts for 10. No, it takes 10 minutes to cast. It lasts 24 hours.
Yeah.
So that's only a 4th level abjuration spell.
Is that something that cleric can cast,
That's
or
gonna be wizard.
whose spell list is it in? Right.
I just looked it up by prevent teleport.
We do
Usually
have.
It says somewhere on it what.
We should hold on to those 2 wish
Classes,
spells for as
Artificer,
long as
Wizard.
possible.
Just
But-
in case.
Artificer
Whatever the
wizard.
big.
Artificers.
Oh yeah, there must be other artificers besides.
Body knack, right?
Yeah,
Besides,
There's definitely body knock.
yeah. There's artificers
Yeah.
in the city.
oh my god, we are forgetting a complete resource, entire class.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get the artificers to focus on defense for the city then.
Okay.
To create large sections that are anti-magic, as well as like those blockades. Potentially, they could be something that the artificers could make sure like our own people can go through, even if it's slightly delayed, instead of having to
Is there
extend
anything?
our mobilities.
Is there anything awesome you guys can use wish on today?
Oh yeah.
I can find something maybe in the cleric list, because I think they've got some pretty decent long-lasting area.
Everyone's poking at numbers. For those arcane cannons, are they like a focused beam?
Yes.
Do they hit everything in that line, or is it like?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. Just wanted to.
Yep.
Okay.
So while you all are planning and strategizing, the city is now humming with action. People are moving around, setting up barricades, building, all kinds of reinforcements. People are training, getting supplies. Women and children are, getting to safe places. Everything, all these plans are being executed at the same time. Ned is running around, pointing in different directions. All the other people, elected officials are guiding and helping, all that kind of stuff. And through over this amount of action and buzzing activity, you hear like a high-pitched horn,
Ooh.
and it's coming from the north of the city. So, what do you do?
Is that the side where the troops are?
Yes.
That are waiting. Okay.
Yep, time to go see what's up there. Because you don't blow a horn and that's it's fucked up.
Into the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna in the area. You want to be on the castle walls. I just want to clarify my own.
I'll be on a
imagination.
castle wall.
Yeah,
Rather
same.
shapeshift to very not large bird-like object and fly up.
Like a griffin.
Smaller than a griffin, but
Okay,
yes,
No, me
like
and
a
Axel
little
are going
griffin.
up there.
Okay.
like a baby
Yeah.
griffin.
I think it will have polymorphed to the dragon and just
Okay.
started the concentration on that. So
Gotcha.
Their Kier wishes to see what some of these guys can do. He will take his 20 hunters and go on the ground.
Oh, cool.
You can do that now, or you want to wait?
Like we're not going quite in yet, but like we'll be the ground. It's only 20. We're like a stealth unit.
Okay, good. So as you all take your positions in the air or on the wall, you see a small kind of group of dragon-like people. They're not the dragonborn that you've seen before. In the center, there is a very tall, like 8-9 foot, like dragon-like entity. Long arms, long legs. It wears full heavy armor, but it also has this kind of like a green, well not like a green sash over the armor, kind of draped over the back like a cape. And he raises and that's just, there's one of them, and there's two more behind him, and then there's a whole row, let's say about 5 or 10 of them, of these blue dragon-looking creatures. And you've seen these types before. They are Abishais.
Okay.
These are the dragon-like troops that are 100% loyal to Tiamat and do her bidding, smite her foes, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Well, so see if they want to be friends again.
So they form in a triangle. There's the 3 green ones in the middle, and then the rest of the blue ones in the back.
Okay.
You could all make, if you want to make a history check or an arcana check, whatever's higher for you.
13.
16. That's a 0 or a 0. Okay, let's get a 20 here.
Natural 20.
Hey!
18.
Okay.
What's your...
What's the whole 20?
Do you
Okay.
have a history specifically? Not, if not, it's just int, I think.
Okay.
So +5.
7.
Okay. Yeah, so there's enough between the 20 and a couple other successes, yeah. You all will get enough information, I assume, share relatively easily. So the green Abishais are essentially the diplomats and or spies that Tiamat uses. They're very adept at, acquiring information, keeping sensitive information, private and or negotiating different things. They and for Ander particularly, you know that they have. You remember that they have some very interesting magical abilities, mostly doing charm and or mind control, including stuff like confusion, dominate person, mass suggestion, things of that nature. Then since they are green, their lineage is green dragon, so they have a lot of poison-based damage effects. And and these are technically devils, so all these devils, they have magic resistance and they have devil sight, so that means their darkness is not impeded by dark vision. It's not true sight, but they can see in the dark, no problem. And the blue ones, and this is probably more for Andrew because they got the natural 20. These tended to be the more bookish types, and these are the primary powerful casters of Tiamat's army. So they are very they are. What are they? Sorry, she tells me what kind of caster they are. No. Anyway, they definitely have a lot of like lightning, direct damaging spells. And in addition to like charm, dispel magic, greater invisibility, and wall of force. And these are also, they can teleport. And what else do they have? You should know. Oh, and like all these Abishais, high level Abishais, they all have telepathy.
Okay.
So, yeah. So there's a row of 10 of them behind the diplomatic unit. So
Diplomatic.
Well, they're coming out
Pre-war. Okay,
Yeah,
I
war.
see.
They're doing the little, hello, we're gonna attack you now. You want to just surrender? Like
Turn
that.
to surrender or death.
yes,
Yeah, take your death.
yeah. So
Gate, honestly.
the lead, the green Abishai raised his hand. He goes, "City of Cliffnall, this is your chance to lay down your arms and join the army of Tiamat, and no harm will come to you. If not, you will face your extinction, as the city of Wolfhaven has."
Yeah, about that.
Do you counter charm?
Yeah, I'm gonna start a counter charm. I don't know if I can amplify that so that it spreads out from behind me, but just like
I have telepathy again at 120 feet.
Ooh. What does that let you
You're
do?
gonna smack talk into his mind?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm here for this petty.
Did you bring cake?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have cake? Yeah, I totally, absolutely.
Yeah. Just ignores you.
You know what? But if you haven't brought cake, we're not interested. We don't want. We
Back
don't.
with cake.
If you come back with cake, we can maybe talk.
And you see it, and in his mind, he responds to you, "Vile swine, get your own cake."
I do intend to do that,
I will.
but probably after the battle.
Yeah.
You know, post-battle cake. This is again like I want everybody else to hear this too. Like it's important that everybody.
Did somebody say cake?
We will have cake afterwards, right?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
Why wouldn't we?
Now he's got two voices.
Yeah, yeah, the both of us feel like having a conversation about cake. They have to listen to.
He continues. He's like, "You face an army that is designed, nay, will conquer you. We have forces of the Zindarek. Zindarth is ready at our disposal. We have the might of Tiamat is at your doorstep. Cower now, surrender, or join, or die."
We have the Oddlot. Yeah. That's been such a thing like for the longest time. Like the amazing Oddlot.
Is Ned up there with us by chance?
Yes.
Just kind of look at her and be like, "Is this your city?
Yeah.
You have the final say of what goes on here."
Well, I rolled, but I'm curious. What do you think? What would Ned do? Ned was your character.
Oh. I mean,
She's been through a lot.
she's been through a lot.
They did
She-
kill her.
All her stuff is here. Probably not gonna let her keep her stuff. And there's so many people, and the people are kind of her stuff now, in a way. So she would just be like, "Fuck them up," you know. That's what she would say. Something
Okay.
like that. "Hi, I'm Ned. Fuck you." You know, that's sort of the general gist, I think.
Do you want us to
What?
shoot these guys right now?
no, that is
I roll stealth just to see if, and then a perception just to see if I think they see me.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just curious.
Surrender
Yeah.
now.
Underground.
20
So,
wizards.
My lizard folk assassin's got a 42.
The hell?
And their Kier got an 18 plus a 19.
It's a 20.
It's like
37.
dropping the cow into the velociraptor.
They do
Fucking-
nothing but stealth stuff
37.
and assassin stuff.
What did you do to them? They're supposed to be like basic, like NPC kind of stuff.
12.
They're level 12, and that's what they're rolling. Jesus.
Jesus Christ,
Okay.
man.
If you break the game by like level 12,
I'm
you
sorry.
can make some stupid.
Yeah.
I feel like I
When
would
you
have
break
gotten
the
him
game at level
36 or
12.
something.
He's at 100.
That is.
He's
Okay.
60.
I don't remember if we said that.
He generates anything to have to do.
Well, okay. So sneaking out, even though you
I just want to
rolled,
move a little, like just see if they see us. You know,
well, you didn't. You're still within the castle walls.
I'm on the outside.
They went underground. They went
Yeah,
into the
we
ditches,
wanna,
I think.
like,
You went in.
we're on the outside of the wall,
Okay.
but like close to the walls.
Yeah. Let me see. So. Sure.
I could just swoop in and
Yeah. I got a natural 20.
Okay.
Oh.
So at least one sees you and notifies telepathically the rest of the group. So they do know that you are moving. And they see, and you see the group kind of, all the blue ones just kind of turn towards your direction. And you see them, they start to get ready to cast stuff. And the green one puts his hand up, goes, "Turn back. You are not ready to face these forces. You can obviously are ready to fight." Which, frankly, we admire. we will drink your blood in toasting to Tiamat once the battle's over. So take the time you need to prepare.
You guys aren't gonna have cake?
No, I think he was looking for the cake.
Yeah, okay.
Because, damn it, you will be our cake.
I'm like, everybody on the wall's like, what the
I guess I will.
Well, let them eat cake.
If they can see us, we will skulk back into the shadows for now.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the Tucker thing and just roll because Brad's kind of on his own. Okay, he's doing it. Brad's doing
Did you think you were gonna roll for the tonight?
Yeah, Brad's
You
going
didn't.
to swoop down as this little baby griffin and just say, "I'll bow," and he bends forward, goes full dragon, and sleep breaths them. So please make a Constitution, Constitution DC 21, or
boy.
be asleep for 10 minutes.
19.
Not actively super violent.
Well, this is smack talk before the big match.
Yeah, that's just, you know.
Oh, unstoppable
dirty,
force, huh? Take a fucking nap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nap time,
That
baby.
is super
Sleep on
dirty.
They just
love
leave
it.
them out there on the field, walk away.
You don't do
Yeah,
anything.
don't do it. Drop stuff on their faces.
Drop,
Oh my
yeah,
God,
Phoenix is on their forehead.
No one suspects the sea turtle.
So all the blue ones save.
Okay,
Yeah.
really nice. Okay.
The three green ones, you see them kind of standing there, and the breath weapon and envelopes them, and they nod off.
Okay.
But after the dust clears, they're still standing there like asleep, and the blue ones are like they've already cast wall of force all the way around them.
Ah, damn.
Yeah. So
Which they have to put down if they want to leave.
and
I think they just made a really big fireball.
Oh, jeez.
how long does that last?
Sleep breath?
Yeah.
They're asleep for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I believe they could probably be woken up
Yeah,
by,
yeah,
by their
sure.
companions.
If they drop the
They-
wall of force.
If they
Are you still ready to fight? It looks like some of you are maybe perhaps tired. Tomorrow, perhaps we could pick up, or next day.
One of them who didn't have to cat because they're not that big of a unit, wakes up the other guys, and he's like,
Sorry, I sneezed.
excellent. So you have dragons as well. This perhaps might be more fair than I expected. Good.
Yeah. Oh, at that, I will totally like.
You're
Dragon.
going dragon mode
Yeah, yeah.
too?
I'll just
Okay.
pop into a gargantuan dragon that's barely sits on the wall.
So we have done our job. You have been notified of your impending doom. Take the time you need. We strike when we strike. And they turn and they start to leave.
I will just let him leave. Is that cool?
You guys could surrender too. We would. You could have cake in here. We've got cake.
All the blue guys go like this.
I love that the cake smacks up continues. Like, we've got lots of cake.
Yeah.
More than enough.
There's bakers here.
Yeah.
So many cakes.
You've
Well,
been
we've
eating.
got other pastries
You've
too.
been warring and traveling for so long. You've probably eaten
Like
really
Tiamat or
bad
cake,
stuff.
what is really better?
Yeah. Cake.
Okay. Cake. And they're heading back towards their camp.
Are we letting them go?
I mean, yeah, like Tyrion's not going to strike a diplomatic party. That wasn't kind of in the cards.
yeah.
He was
Huh.
kind of more
They're
into talk.
a diplomatic party, but tomorrow when they're fighting, they
That's
will be
different.
very powerful spellcasters
But
amidst amongst the group.
my whole
Right.
shtick is just
Yeah.
And I respected the moment to smack talk. You gotta have that.
Yeah.
No, it's very important.
So as you see them turn and leave, as they walk away, slowly each one just turns invisible, and they just go back towards camp. Okay, what do you do?
Well, look. Me and Axel were up in the sky. We saw two things just turn into super cool dragon mode, and Axel's a little jealous. So what I told him is that he too transformed. I just made him believe that he did. He feels super cool now. And we're gonna come down, and I telepathically tell you, yo. dragon, right?
Axel's a dragon.
He is.
Just
and
go
you
with
just go with it. That's it. That's what I did right there.
Oh my god.
Oh, another dragon.
Oh.
Yeah. See, guy, I told you. Super dragon.
What are we doing? We're about to go to war. You're talking about cake and...
Super dragon.
Look, is there anything more important?
It's psychological warfare. We're trying to put them off their game.
They don't realize that we have something to fight for.
All
It's
this
cake.
And
I'm afraid I must tell you, the cake is a lie.
What?
the cake
Oh,
is
all right,
actually a
then.
metaphor
That's
for
what-
each and every one of us. And quite frankly, we all fight for cake. I am.
It's just like,
fighting for
you know,
life.
nice things.
Slice.
It has a.
Your frost.
It's a metaphor with many layers.
Oh.
Technically a pun.
Tucker.
Get out of my
Tucker.
swamp.
Okay, so with the parlay having ended, there you see in the distance, a mile away at their camp, plumes of smoke. You can hear their kind of raucous preparations in the distance. Do you wish to do any kind of reconnaissance?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're here in their
Oh, scout.
and
Yeah.
probably do a good job
Okay.
of it.
I'm a daze.
We should check.
It is twilight.
Yeah, the wolf.
I'm gonna use wish to start casting forbiddance.
What's
What
that?
is it?
What is that even?
6th level cleric spell. It's got a 10-minute cast time. You create a ward against magical travel that protects up to 40,000 square
This
feet.
is the one. This is I knew there was something. Yes. Thank you for looking for it, Rick.
40,000
yeah.
square feet of floor space to a height of 30 feet above the floor.
Uh-huh.
What does it do?
For the duration, creatures can't teleport into the area or use portals, such as those created by the gate spell, to enter the area. The spell proofs the area against planar travel and therefore prevents creatures from accessing the area by way of astral plane, ethereal plane, Feywild, Shadowfell, or the plane shift spell. In addition, the spell damages types of creatures you choose when you cast it. Choose one or more of the following: Celestials, Elementals, Fey, Fiends, and Undead.
Ding, ding, ding.
Targets.
So we get 3
Okay.
people to stack our cake layers of forbiddens.
Forbidden cake.
When a chosen creature enters the spell area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, they take 5d10 radiant or necrotic damage, your choice.
Radiant.
Radiant.
We are ready.
When you cast the spell, you can designate a password. A creature that speaks the password can enters the area, takes the damage from the spell. The spell's area can't overlap with the area of another forbidden spell.
Okay.
And if you cast forbiddens every day for 30 days in the same location, it lasts until dispelled.
Okay, so
Wow.
This isn't going to be a 30-day thing.
just
No.
just to we understand, 40,000 square feet is not as much as we probably think it is.
But
It's
it sounds
still a
It
pretty
is.
decent chunk of space.
1 acre in square feet is 43,560.
Okay,
So if we just round up to an acre is not a lot of land.
No, it's little.
No,
That could still
it's
guard
not.
the inner sanctum.
But that could
Yes.
that could
So
guard a
yeah, you
good-
can. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page with.
Okay.
could guard a
Scale.
lot of our
Good.
food
Thank you.
supply.
You know, that sounds way more huge than it actually is. That's
It
good.
is a
Good
big
application.
spell though.
Yeah.
For like a
Yeah.
spell that's
How long
not
does it last?
it lasts 24 hours.
Okay.
all day.
Fantastic.
So that's why I'm using it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, cast it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Go to
exactly.
sleep. Get your wish back. Yeah.
Okay, so were you casting forbiddance?
Food and water. Strategically good place.
Which will probably also maybe have a command zone around there.
I mean, some barracks, that kind of like
Yeah.
the main functioning stuff that would primarily be the target.
Yeah. Is there a spot in the city where we're using as our command center?
Well, there's a central tower,
There's the central tower. That makes sense.
which is taller than 30 feet, but that's probably where Ned and the other generals or
Can't
military
hurt to
personnel.
just start there. You know? Nothing we're gonna do is gonna be like perfect.
Yeah, no, we can't.
No, that
We
that
can't
would
build
be.
this place up
But
like
if
that.
it helps protect the commands.
I think that'd
Okay,
be
I was
good.
gonna say command center.
That's a prime target.
Okay.
I'd imagine. So that's
There's at least a
That's
good
what-
possibility
thank you.
that people
I'm
are
so
going to
glad
try to
that was a
teleport in
thing.
on the ground floor.
I was so sure that there was something. Yeah, the thing that caught my eye was you can cast it for a month and then it's permanent. Like
Until this
There's a
spell.
few
until
spells. There's
the
a
spell.
there's a few
That's
spells like that. Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, GS. Or, yeah, GS.
Yep. I think like Hallow is one too, and there's some other ones.
So,
With the Druid Guild
Temple
thing.
of the Gods.
Yeah.
Which,
Okay.
if Snow lives through this, sort of do that for Sinead.
Nice. So, people doing reconnaissance.
I can do invisibility on one person.
Oh,
That's yeah.
Thurkir, you want to be invisible?
Yeah,
Nah,
double
he's
side.
already. He
Double
goes like a
Do you want to
40.
do?
No, they can
Path
tell us
Lab
how you can see
Trace
through
and come
darkness.
with us?
Oh, I could do
Yeah.
that.
It's not true sight. It's can they see through magical darkness as well? Like
Why don't you make
warlock?
him
Yeah.
Is that the
invisible
idea?
and he can ride on me?
Got it.
And I'll cast Pass Without Trace.
Trace.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a second level spell. Sorry, every
Yeah.
time it comes in so
Wow.
flash, I'm like, it's not even a high level spell.
No,
it
it's just
rules.
super good.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
It's gotta be
Alvin's
like a
invisible.
50 for
Okay.
invisibility.
I actually
Oh,
just
wait.
felt something, but they still would have been in the high 30s. So it's
Oh, but if I
Like
cast
dark
Pass
time?
Without Trace
Yeah.
before you cast
I don't know if I'll
Right.
need
I just
to
have to
be
maintain
aerial
that.
reconnaissance.
Yeah,
I don't
and you
know.
can do that.
Okay. It's
I
up
don't
to
know
you.
if I'll need it. Yo, dudes, do I need to do aerial reconnaissance?
It lasts for an hour, so
Okay.
Do
Well-
I need to stealth aerial?
This is an hour too, so it's perfect overlap.
For
Great.
this, you don't have to. I don't think.
Okay,
That might work for me.
that's what I'm thinking.
You don't
So I
You
have
wanna?
less-
You can
less-
shapeshift, right? As the dragon that you are.
Yeah, so
Why
I'm
don't
gonna,
we both turn into bats? It's twilight. Why don't we just be bats?
bat aerial reconnaissance.
That?
Yes, exactly. In my mind, I want to do it.
I want to scout your camp. Yes.
I'm gonna like stick to the trees for the most part and try not to, because I'm sure there's somebody there that has true sight.
All right, Laszlo.
But yeah,
Yeah.
But I'll be going in with 120 feet of dark vision, 60 feet of blind sight, and a passive perception of 25.
Okay. Awesome. You want to be on reconnaissance as well?
No.
No.
I'm going
Okay.
to, I'm going to the temple too.
Okay.
I need to pray.
Okay. We'll come. I write it down so I don't forget.
Oh, me, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
I
Oh no, that's your own thing. Okay, never mind.
I mean, you can be there, but I need to be in my own.
because I'm
Oh,
not
yeah,
going.
that's
Can I just find a different helm, holy simple,
Yeah.
like an item or something?
You want to? There's still there is a temple here to
Yeah.
to help. We want to go there.
Yeah, I'll go
Okay.
there, and I'll just get one from there. That way I
Okay.
can utilize the animated shield.
Okay. Tyrael,
Fix it up for you.
do you want to do anything?
Don't. Sorry.
You know what? I probably would have followed him to the temple, but knowing that he like started to kind of hint like, hey, I'm a bit slow, and I don't like the other side of the temple. So, like,
Okay. Okie dokie. So let's see. Given Pass Without Trace, the stupid assassins,
Yeah.
and the bats. I'm not gonna. You don't even. Well. Yeah,
that
roll.
20?
Just roll.
I'll
Yeah,
be
make
roll-
a stealth roll just for,
Okay.
just in case if someone gets like one.
Oh
Yeah.
I
yeah.
mean, it's like a 1 in 5 chance, but no, 5% chance.
I have a plus 13 to stealth. I rolled an
Okay.
8.
Because the only thing that's gonna make it fail is gonna be a 1.
Oh yeah. Oh, well over 25.
21.
Okay. So you all, you're airborne, right?
Yeah.
Scouting. Okay. So
Trying to look. We're hunting bugs.
yeah.
Perfectly
Clearly.
normal bat.
So as you fly over the camp, yeah, you're seeing a lot of the dragonborn forces training. Sometimes they're eating. They're sharpening weapons, that kind of stuff. That's mostly what you see outside. The turtles are sleeping or they're being fed. You do see that there's several groups of humanoids. Look like they basically just wearing furs. And they have shields. They're sharpening axes. They look essentially like barbarian forces that have been, you don't know where they came from, but they're part of the army now. And in addition to some of the Abishais that are kind of playing around, you're noticing that there are a large portion of white Abishai, which they are descendants of the White Dragon. These are essentially the shock troops, the frontline forces for Tiamat. And you're noticing that there is a bunch of them. There's at least a couple hundred of them, in addition to the other forces, and also you're seeing some other magic users. Either preparing, casting spells, or reading. They're kind of sparse, so you don't really have a good read on how many they have, besides just the blue ones you noticed earlier. So where do you people want to sneak in?
I think it's dinner time, boys. I think we just want to pick some people off, bring them back with us. Gotta feed the army.
Okay.
So
Regiment mysteriously disappeared overnight.
Looking for people going off to pee.
anybody, yeah, weak people. I just want to keep just grabbing people from the edges.
Okay. Cool.
Focus on the foot soldiers.
Yeah.
The
footless soldiers too.
I think Alvin's just along for the ride.
Yeah, he's
he
just
doesn't have
riding
the
on
same bloodlust as the
Okay.
lizard folk do. He doesn't disapprove. He's just not personally partaking of anything.
Okay. Fair enough. Roll a d20 for me.
Just one?
Yep.
11.
Okay, so over the course of the next hour or two, or 3 or whatever, as you stalk and go through the fringes and periphery of their encampment, you see various of the humans, step out to take a piss or just kind of, whatever it is.
Yeah,
and you pick off 11 of them.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. No problem whatsoever. And I guess your people just feast on their bodies.
How protected were those turtles?
They're in the center of camp.
They're in the center,
Yeah. Anything else you're looking to?
Only if there seems, even if he's far away, it's fine. But I kind of would like to do one big F you, everyone throws javelins at a guy as we run off. Somebody that looks important.
Okay, make a perception check, or actually investigation.
You help me with this. You do it.
Can I help?
You point.
Yeah.
I'll help you. 13 plus investigate 0. That's my. Oh wait, help me just get advantage.
Yeah, you just get
Oh well, why don't you do? You gotta have a better investigate than I do.
what's my investigate? It's +2. Sure. Hold on. So be at 15.
Okay. So you see one of the main tents. You see one of the blue Abishai's come out,
Okay.
and you're like, that's the only important person you really see.
So I signal them to get the javelins ready.
Just
Okay.
like
On
in the parting shot.
All
throw it
20
on.
of them unleash on him, and if he doesn't see them, it's an automatic crit for all 20 of them. Because they're
Okay.
assassins.
Just staple to the wall.
Okay. Let me see here.
That's bonkers.
Nope. They don't see.
Okay.
So you're gonna
20 rolls. I don't know.
yeah you go. I'm gonna transition.
I think
away.
he's pretty much dead. Yeah.
Well,
I have a question. How do you spell Abishai?
Abishai.
Maybe,
What does a javelin do? A javelin
Okay.
does
6 plus.
so 3.
So
But
also,
the sneak attack
as you were
damage is
flying
18.
around,
I thought it was 80.
you people coming in and out of camps as you spend some more time there, you see that there's also a couple of red Abishai as well, and these are the generals of TMS armies.
Okay.
And you see them come out with Rogar. They're talking. You can hear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you make roll perception?
Okay.
Maybe, that's a check.
Not that great.
So javelins are.
Oh, thundering.
21.
Well timed.
That is
18.
Extra.
Okay, good. So as you're flying above and swooping around, getting bugs, you overhear there's a couple of snippets of Draconic. And I assume you're both dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We both.
So you hear that this is Erdmul sent. They're like, and the red ones respond, he'll revive tomorrow morning.
Oh.
And and then there's like good. The other thing you hear is, this is going to be.
On.
Yes. Okay.
So, because I wanted to
be looking around for like who are the big bads here. Is there some big bad that we don't know that's here?
Well, somebody's
Where's,
gonna come
where's the
up
dragons?
in the
Where's the
morning.
yeah?
Yeah, like just getting a better, complete concept of what we're facing.
Yeah, that's basically what we want to do.
Yeah.
Like, is this skeleton dragon around here somewhere? Is
Yes. Yeah, he's
It's gotta be a-
basically just
there's no
landed
reference.
against center of camp, and he the Dracolich, the skeleton dragon, and Zane just kind of sit there, just waiting.
Okay.
Actually, make a history for you. History? You guys aren't there yet.
With Zane?
No.
Or I don't know where.
No. Never mind.
Ooh. Oh, what?
Okay.
No, but maybe
Actually,
Alvin.
yeah, you two.
Alvin
Make
would
history
be-
check real quick.
Sure.
Actually, no, you can too.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
14.
15.
Because there was a different moment.
Yeah.
No.
9.
15 was
Okay.
the highest.
So, you know.
Okay.
I think so, because I don't think Brad was at the showdown with Gideon and Roland,
Oh,
right? No, that was still Ned.
That was still Ned.
that was
Yeah.
probably
That's
still
still
Ned.
Ned, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So as you see the skeletal dragon land, and you get a vague recollection. It looks an awful lot like Rick's map,
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
which was okay for going back way before you guys even joined the game. That was one of the
That was
the first.
big
Yeah.
boss battles we
Oh
ever had.
boy. Wow.
So
Do we see the red dragon?
no.
Okay.
I think that's who they're implying is going to wake up tomorrow.
No, the red dragon is Zindarth.
Oh, that's
Zindarth
Zindarth.
isn't
Oh, right.
gone. Zindarth was. We scryed on.
We just haven't
Did we
had-
scry on Zindarth? at
Yeah,
one
you
point?
saw Rogar go into a cave lined with the draconic symbols and stuff like that. But that's the last you know of his whereabouts. Okay. Cool. So, Ender, you approach the temple of Tyr. Tyrael breaks off and allows you to go in on your own. What do you wish to do?
I want to make sure I'm alone because I don't have any here.
Okay.
Tyr. No, I'm your chosen. No, I have immense power. I'm ashamed to say I'm afraid. Every instinct in me tells me to run. I won't abandon these people. I don't know what I'm asking for other than courage. And if I can't have that from you, then hope I die well.
So there's this moment of silence as your prayer resounds through the marble halls of this temple. Suddenly the curtains kind of shake. You feel a breeze. And you feel this thing swirl around your ankles, and it goes towards the sort of the central portion of this, where there's like an altar, stairs, and you see these like the dust from the wind that's circle around this altar, and it spins faster, and suddenly it turns like this glittering, shimmering gold. It turns into like this golden halo around the altar, and it disappears. And what's left there is a hero's feast.
Oh. Heroes feast.
Yum,
Hey.
Ouch. So go for a meal. Is there, I guess I'll call a page to call the rest. Come have the heroes feast.
Sure. Okay. We'll hold on to that for a moment.
Very cool.
That is
Then. Oh no.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
So yeah, I was just getting the idol so that I can
Okay.
lay this shield that I've used for 20 levels within this hall, or give it to the temple guardian or whatever. But I'm gonna now use this.
There's definitely a statue of Helm.
Yeah.
And there's there's a shield
So
there.
there's a shield there, but no. This one needs to go there. So it's like it's rock, right? So I'm just gonna go. So just punch right around the hand, and then I'm gonna slide my shield in.
That is the most important thing.
Yep.
Defacing a statue.
No. Improving
Improving.
statue. This is a battle-tested shield. Yeah, it's taken lots of things.
This shield of a faithful adherent of Hell.
That's right.
Shield of a shield.
Shield is a shield of shields.
Excellent. So for a moment, the statue kind of just looks down at you, and its eyes turn blue, and then like green, and finally just they go to like almost combination of white, like this kind of visible, pearlescent kind of visible light spectrum, and it looks down at you, and he says, "No,
That's me.
Oh God.
you have done well, and know that if this is battle shall be your end, know that you will have a place at my side."
Yes. But listen. Okay. So look. If I'm talking to you really quick,
Since I got you.
I've got to go out like protecting them all. So that means like maybe first I can't bear the loss of a single one for me. I mean, if I'm asking, right? If I'm throwing out orders, that's what I wanted. It's just what I want. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
I understand. And the eyes kind of cast a light down on you, and you feel yourself ensconced in this warmth. And
Familiar.
yeah, and then you look down and you see like these vines. Normally, when you teleport, they're green and no, these are gold. They wrap up around your legs, and for a moment you are encased in these vines, and they seep into you. And for the effect of this, you realize that your auras, particularly the one that allows people to bounce back, can be amplified once to up to 500 feet.
Oh, wow. Okay. Generous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, right. Yes. Oh, so I hope you like my shield. It was super good to me, like, for a long time. So, take care of it, I guess. I know what you can do. I mean, you made stuff and stuff.
And now it's just a statue once.
Yeah.
Picture Nolo just continues.
I am
to
continuing.
you know,
I mean, you just
like
made
it's
stuff.
clearly no longer
You're gonna
animated.
get going something, but listen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take what you got to give me, and I'm get you later.
Okay.
I can totally see, like, if Manolo lives through this, he'll sometimes, like, bring a sandwich to chill and just chat with this statue.
This guy's my guy now.
He's
Listen,
your buddy.
if Noah does make it, he's chums with this guy. He doesn't even know his name, but he's chums.
Okay.
It's
Very
almost
chubby.
like
It's
It's
hell.
It's hell.
Sure, if that was how Anola's just like, this is a statue.
Nolo's like, if that one's out.
So yeah,
Amazing.
Anola's that statue, dude.
Yeah.
That was how cool.
If you pay
I love
close
that.
probably thought if he died, he'd become a
it's
statue
slowly
tomorrow.
rolling its eye.
Over the years, it's like, oh,
You hear this
my God.
gravelly sigh.
Actually, though, because Anolo is level 20 paladin, like he does get that that ability to
Yeah.
turn like stone-like.
Mhm.
It'd be super cool if I died and turned stone-like.
There is a statue of Anolo in the Undercity in
That is true.
Oh.
And yeah, and Nova Box.
Yeah,
That's true.
not sci-fi.
Okay.
Anywho, so let's
Stop the bullshit down here.
Okay. So I think that's everybody. Yeah. Good. Was it
snow.
Snow? Are you casting Forbidden unless you want to do something else?
Well, after the heroes feast and all that would happen, like before bed, Snow would probably prepare like a bath in prayer to Sune.
Okay.
Tsune bubble bath.
Yes, kind of a cleansing of the self, body, mind, and soul before going to war and doing all kinds of horrific things,
Yes.
and hoping for her grace and guidance to get through terrible times.
Yeah, so as you cleanse yourself and wash your scales and go through your ritual, all that, bubbles, floating up. And for a moment, you're looking at these bubbles, and there's little bits of your memories in these bubbles. All good ones, bad ones, just all this kind of stuff. Just floating up and then popping. And then as they pop, this starts to happen more frequently. And you feel like your memory is coming back into you as it coats you in this kind of this pearlescent loveliness.
And the sense from the bubbles popping.
Yeah.
Trigger those.
Yeah.
Because you're super fragrant.
Yeah. And so while Sune isn't speaking to you directly, you feel her presence here, and you feel like her hands almost on you, cradling you. And the effect of this is that 3 times during the battle, you can decide either to give someone advantage or give someone disadvantage.
Ooh, that's cool. Kind of like a little bit of a silver ruby barb Stelio, but not quite.
Barb's inspiration.
Yeah, barbspiration. Silvery barbspiration.
You have 3 uses of that,
All right.
and you could be anybody, anything. Okay.
Sick.
Cool. So I think that's it. So you'll all get together to have the heroes feast. I'm curious, what do you feast on?
Well, what kind of food do you think Tyr would put down in this?
See, you can make it with your left hand.
What did you just say?
Anything you can make with your left hand.
He's only got one.
Because it's
Wow.
I'd
know,
like to
well,
think
you-
that
you
there's
have
a
to know the
little
tier
section
itself.
of familiar pizzas and stuff that we had.
Is there cake?
I feel like off on one side though. There's like all the normal food, and then there's just some raw meat for third gear.
Yeah,
And a giant cake for Soot.
that's cake. Yeah.
I'd say like a foot, right? And like an elbow.
I'll just have to bring some of the meat we just got and just sprinkle some Heroes Feast on it for like garnish, just so I can get the bonus.
Well, I'll probably have like a big. Third Gear's just got like a big gravy boat. And, like, there's various viscera in there too. So he's like, perfect. Some eyeballs to go with my ribs,
Oh
you know?
Boy.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, as you enjoy and commiserate, prepare. This evening ends with this moment of peace, of camaraderie amongst you all. A quiet moment of your friendship and all of that you've gone through together and what you're about to face. Tomorrow is war. That's where we're gonna stop.
Yeah, buddy.
War.
Man, this is
ending a D&D camp.
Sing it again.
seriously this I'm starting to get like some feels from the end of this
This
for
is
like
Gonna be serious.
like there's some moments in here where I'm like, oh, this is like our last battle, isn't it?
Yeah.
It might
Wow.
quite literally be some of our characters' last battle. Like,
See
we
how we
could
go.
very well die. That's a lot of bad guys.
That's a lot of bad guys.
Sure is. As I was telling Laura earlier, like, part of me didn't want to come today because it's just like I don't want to face the end.
Yeah.
But it's coming. We gotta move on. Yeah, that's all.
It's not the end.
we
It's the
gotta
beginning
finish
of
it.
more campaign.
We've
Yeah,
got lots
that's true.
of other
It's not
stories.
the
Oh my
to
God.
tell.
It's
Yeah.
the solidification of our sci-fi campaign.
I guess.
In a lot of ways, this is gonna give us a solid foundation
the
for
lore.
really the lore. Yeah, it'll,
Yeah, it's
in
true.
concrete, we will have the lore of this period of time for if we go back to the.
Yeah.
It's kind of rough because, like, you know, the Shadowface Navigators ended up having to be Hound, and I've got all this forbidden knowledge of he's important to the future. So it's like, I've got to keep this guy alive now.
I suppose. So yeah.
Oh,
But
I can't
anyway,
believe we didn't take
I
his
wrote
armor.
down some
Yeah,
ideas
yeah, we
of
didn't
like
close our mouth.
what their battle roles would be and kind of what they'd be about.
Mm.
Cards that I gave.
okay. Thank you.
Well, it goes
Yeah.
in the Navy.
Wait, check these out. Oh, this is mine. Good.
You need the ones on the cleric?
I wrote notes on what spells I wanted to do.
Okay.
Elemental is prepared stuff. And then a couple of the
Far
other
away.
characters wrote the plan that we had with the
There's a journey to it, and I didn't like it.
little play because that'll be big.
Thank you. I do.
I gave the cleric spells.
Oh boy. Okay. Cool.
Just kind of give you an idea of what they might be able to do.
Good. Thank you. All important stuff. Good. I'll hold on to these things.
I had the
There they
final
are.
thought of filling up the 2 functioning sand ships with infantry.
Okay.
If that's cool.
Sure.
Other than that,
Oh,
like, you know,
just to get some of our soldiers out onto the battlefield
yeah,
faster.
and to protect the cannons as well, and also just mobility of troops. I don't know. They have
Okay.
2 functioning ships. I don't know how that.
Mixed ranged and melee units.
Yeah, sure.
They
just
all
like
boarding parties and rain now.
little.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that being said, everybody out in cyberspace, thank you for watching our preparation episode for what's going to be a climactic battle, which is full disclosure, probably going to last a few sessions. So
Yeah.
it's going to be wild. It's going to be over the top. It's going to be fun. And
We've never done anything like this before.
no, this is all brand new stuff. So we're going to try it, and we'll see. Hopefully, we'll see how it all goes, and I'll take it from there. So, all right, everybody. So
Thanks
take care.
again.
Peace. Thank you for coming.